The minister is also vested with power in consultation with the authority by legislative instruments to make regulations for the application, procedure for permits, the disposal of other, the procedure of hazardous waste and other waste, the management of biomedical waste, and the effective implementation of the laws on the exploitation of hazardous waste. So we must regulate hazardous waste in accordance with the Act as well as the Basel Convention. If it is done, it will not pose threats to human life, animal, vegetables, livestock, and bats. Part 4 deals with electrical and electronic goods. A person who manufactures, imports, or exports electrical or electronic equipment in the country, whether new or old, shall do so with the consent of the authority, and the authority shall register it and issue an appropriate permit for that purpose. The person is to read. You may see the default text, you will not the text. And at the end of the day, if you are talking about waste, and this effects on human life, then you can around and say that it's not being addressed. Part 5 deals with climate change. It is a household word. The Act seeks to battle climate change, which has become a worldwide problem that needs concerted efforts of every state, governmental and non-governmental, as well as individuals, to address. As a result, Section 149 of the Act mandates the authority to coordinate the preparation, review, and communication of international climate change report, part of a party to the United Nations Framework or Convention on Climate Change and subsidiary agreements, protocol, accords or treaties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. With the entire global entity is fighting, and it is encountering some difficulties. It is not easy, but Ghana is making efforts according to the law to fight. We need human beings who have been appointed to the various offices to ensure that the fight is promoted and overcome. Then the establishment of the Ghana Carbon Registry and Carbon Market, very, very important. The Act further establishes the Ghana Carbon Registry and Carbon Market Committee. This creates a robust framework for carbon market project activities, both domestic and international, allowing Ghana to actively participate in global carbon markets and attract investment for mitigating efforts. This aligns with Ghana's commitments under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. The carbon registry shall be a critical platform which serves as a database for carbon market project activities within and outside the country. Track the transfer and use of internationally transferred mitigation outcomes, facilities and hosting and registration of migration activities and voluntary carbon market projects. Provide a record of all internationally transferred mitigation outcome activities and internationally transferred mitigation outcomes, issues, host, and provide public access to all information and activities related to internationally transferred mitigation outcomes. Nana said, you know that Act also provides for establishment of carbon market committee in this country, because the functions are very, very important. And the functions include mitigating activities and associated technologies eligible under paragraph 1 of Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, and make recommendations for individuals, small-scale mitigation activities, as candidates for programmatic activities. So the letter that you do, you must ensure that you mitigate it so that it will be fight. And the law, from the beginning, I said that it is a very robust one because it has repealed laws that were not adequate to deal with the environment. It has repealed the EPA Act 1984 Act 490 and the Electronic Waste Control and Management Act 2016 Act 917. However, the Act to ensure that the current Act becomes operational has seen the regulations, the rules, bylaws, and appointments made under the repealed enactment. So until new notices, recommendations, bylaws are made under the new laws, the old ones are in operation to ensure continuity. The Environmental Protection Act 2025, which is the subject matter this morning, is a game changer. What makes it a game changer? It consolidates various existing legislations, bringing coherence and clarity to the environmental protection landscape. This includes critical areas such as hazardous and electronic waste management, as well as pesticide control. The Act rebrands the Environmental Protection Agency as the Environmental Protection Authority. As I said at the beginning, you cannot change your name from Saul to Paul and perform the role of Saul. And it has endowed it with expanded powers. These include the power to certify environmental management practitioners, publish an official environmental bulletin, and crucial initiate and conduct the prosecution of environmental-related offences with the approval of the Attorney General. This enhanced enforcement capability is vital by the fact that Act 1124 dedicates a significant portion climate change, mandating the UPA to mainstream climate change responses into national, sectoral, and district funds. This is a crucial step towards building resilience and integrating climate action across levels of government. A forward-thinking provision is the establishment of the Ghana Carbon Registry and the Carbon Market Committee. This creates a robust framework for carbon market project activities, both domestic and international, allowing Ghana to actively participate in global carbon markets and attract investment from its efforts. This aligns with Ghana's commitments under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. The Act explicitly outlines guiding principles, including common but differentiated responsibility, ensuring that Ghana contributes its fair share to global environmental efforts while acknowledging historical responsibility. Beyond the legal framework, the broader concept of environmental sustainability remains our primary goal. It is about meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In Ghana, our journey towards environmental sustainability is marked by both significant challenges and opportunities. We grapple with issues like deforestation, illegal mining, air and water pollution, rapid urbanization, and inadequate waste management systems. These challenges often intersect with socio-economic factors, including poverty and reliance on natural resources, solutions, and opportunities. We need to promote sustainable forestry, responsible mining practices, and integrated land use planning. We must restore degraded lands and protect our vital ecosystems. We should scale up renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power, promote energy efficiency, and shift away from reliance on fossil fuels. These are crucial for a sustainable future. To adopt our agricultural practices in the changing climatic conditions, promoting agroforestry, and supporting smallholder farmers with resilient crop varieties will enhance food security and reduce environmental. We also need to invest in green economy. Opportunities abound in green industries, from renewable energy and ecotourism to sustainable agriculture and waste recycling. These initiatives can create jobs and drive economic growth in an environmentally sound manner, empowering local communities with knowledge and resources. This promotes traditional ecological knowledge and fosters a sense of ownership environmental protection, which is fundamental. This is where environmental education and lifelong learning are most vital. On the issue of climate change and adaptation, we need to build resilience. Ghana is highly vulnerable to the impact of climate change, including rising sea levels, erratic rainfall patterns, prolonged droughts, and increased intensity of extreme weather events. This threatens our agriculture, water resources, coastal communities, and public health. Therefore, climate change adaptation is not an option, but an essential necessity. The approach adopted by the Ghana National Climate Change Adaptation Strategy, NCCAS. The key approaches outlined in the NCCAS approach to strengthen early warning systems to ensure timely and accurate meteorological information. This is crucial for preparing communities for climate-related hazards, to integrate water resource management with the key to ensuring water security through efficient management of our rivers, lakes, groundwater resources, and promoting water conservation, water conservation techniques. To implement measures to protect our vulnerable coastal areas from erosion and sea level rise, including mangrove restoration and resilient infrastructure development. Support vulnerable communities, particularly in agricultural and fishing sectors, to develop alternative climate resilient livelihoods and address the health impacts of climate change, such as increased incidence of vector-borne diseases and heat-related illnesses. Effective adaptation requires not only top-down policies, but also bottom-up initiatives, drawing on local knowledge and empowering communities to build their resilience. Circular economy and environmental mitigation. The traditional linear economy model, which is take, make, dispose, is unsustainable. It exhausts finite resources and generates vast amounts of waste. The concept of circular economy offers a transformative alternative designing output and pollution, keeping products and materials in use and regenerating natural resources. In Ghana, the transition to a circular economy is gaining momentum, particularly in the plastic sector. Initiatives like the Circular Economy Framework for Plastic Sector are working to recover plastic waste, prevent mining later, and investment for efficient waste collection, processing, and disposal. Explore viable options for covering waste into energy, such as biogas production from organic waste, offers a dual benefit of waste reduction and energy generation. Sustain public awareness campaigns and enforcement of sanitation bylaws. Education, these are the things that we have to educate the people. The role of environmental education and lifelong learning. All these endeavors, including implementing Act 1124, achieving environmental sustainability, adopting climate change, embracing a circular economy, and improving waste management, hinge on one fundamental pillar: environmental education and lifelong learning. It is through education that we cultivate awareness, knowledge, skills, and then finally take action. Awareness involves understanding and gravity of the environmental challenges. Knowledge acquiring the scientific, technical, and socio-economic insight needed to address these issues. Skills, developing practical competencies for sustainable living green technologies, and environmental stewardship. Values fostering a deep appreciation for nature, intergenerational equity, and responsible environmental citizenship. Action empowering individuals and communities that environmental principles are integrated in all forms of learning, from formal schooling to vocational schooling, community programs, and informal interaction, It means that we, as adults, remain open to new information, new technologies, and new ways of thinking our relationship with the family. And therefore, we should not be saying, you cannot teach an old dog a new stuff. We are human beings, we have a brain. We must use the brain